What's going on, YouTube? This is Luke with Endless Entrepreneurs coming to you this Sunday evening with my Sunday shipping vlog. I haven't done it in about 2 weeks. Just trying to get back to normal programming. Other topics tonight we'll discuss is how April's finished up for me, my eBay business. A little reflection there, and we'll talk about my May goals, and then we'll jump into our normal live Q&A format just at the end there. For those of you new to my channel, I am a full-time corporate finance analyst. I am a part-time eBay seller. I take my part-time eBay very seriously, and I've been tracking the progress now for quite a few months and sharing that along the way with the good, the bad, and the ugly. So what I like to do with this show is everyone's starting to file in here. As I like to show what's sold for the weekend before I ship it out tonight, just kind of give you guys a flavor of what's sold so far and what to look for while you guys are out there thrifting. Before I go, first I'm just going to check the chat, make sure that my volume is okay. If someone can just let me know that I'm good, I would appreciate that. All right, looks like we are okay. So I am just going to jump in because I still have a ton of stuff to do later tonight to make sure I hit my listing goal for the month. All right, so one of the first things I sold this weekend is one of my favorite brands to sell. I'll try to show you guys the tag here. Is Salt Valley Western Wear, and that is a Pearl Snap shirt. I sold this for $26, free shipping on it. In this for $4 from Goodwill. And Salt Valley is one of my favorite Western niche brands to sell. Seems to flip pretty quick for me. I have 100% sell through with it. I think I only have one left up. They've always sold for me, so good little score there. Let's see, looks like we got some people filtering in. Hey, Destiny, thanks for stopping in. All right, let's see. Next one is a Ralph Lauren, and again, I said in some of my other videos, don't put the tape on them like this. This is a bad look. I don't do that any longer, but that shows you how old this item is. This stuff still sells for me. I listed this. If it has tape on it, I probably listed it minimum of 6 months ago. It's just a classic fit. And this sold for $17.99, took a best offer. So not too bad. Green stripe with a purple pony on it. That'll go first class for sure. This is a pretty interesting one. This is from that big jersey lot I bought back in the fall. This is an Alex Smith jersey, and it's the 49ers from back in the day when he was with the 49ers. It is the Nike on-field version, which is a higher end compared to the Reebok ones. Sold this for $47.99. I think it sold on Saturday. I think it's light enough to go first class. I'm in these for $12.50, so a decent turn there. Again, another example of the tape. Big no-no. Don't do this. So this is a David Donahue trim fit. You can see the tag there. It's a slower mover for me, but it does sell for over $20 every single time as dress shirts when they do sell. Took a best offer of $22 for this. In it for $4. We'll ship first class. All right, we've got, again, another one. This one doesn't even have tape on it. It's that old. This one I probably bought over a year ago. So it's Neiman Marcus. You can see made in Italy right there. And it's just a gray striped dress shirt, nothing too fancy. Took a best offer of $20. Probably could have got more had the presentation been better. This was so old with my old backdrop and everything else. So in this, it was in it for $4 way back when, and took a best offer $20. We'll go first class. Got some Polo Ralph Lauren blue jeans. These are men's. Took a best offer of $22 for these. Probably could have held out a little bit, but April sales have been slow, and it's still a decent profit. I'm just trying to turn some things. They also had some pretty substantial wear on the cuffs, if you can see them. So I was okay to let them go for a little lower price. I normally get high 20s, low 30s for those, though. Here is, I think it's called pronounced Savan or Seven. I'm not sure which way. I would say Savan probably. But these are like a dry fit, comfort waist, dress pants, new with tags. In them for $4. Took a best offer of $22 for these. They will ship probably flat rate for $6. So pretty cool there. Nice flip. This is John Nordstrom. Took a best offer of $16 for this, which is a little low. But I've stopped picking up Nordstrom. It just seems to be so saturated. I'm not getting the money I would like for it. So I'm just not blowing these out, but I'm taking those $15, $16, $17, $18 on these if I get the offers. I'm in them for $4. It's still a profit, and I'm just kind of getting them out of my storage and out of there. So decent little profit there. Looks like we got 42 people watching. Really appreciate everyone stopping in. I'm going to keep chugging through all the sales here, guys, and then we'll switch over to kind of the topic for the show. This was cool. So I got these at that estate sale that I got the shout out and kind of let me know about that was going on the other week. You might have saw this on my videos. These are like Timberland hiking boots They have some wear on the front here. I basically got this for like 60 cents because I paid $6 for like, I think it was 10 or 11 items. So pretty excited about that. These sold for $32. That includes shipping. So really cool score there. This is a Ralph Lauren, so the green label line. It is like a tweed window pane, silk wool blend blazer. This sold for $39.99. It was running a sale, so it sold for full price. I'm in this for $5, and it will probably go either flat rate or it'll go regional A, so either way it won't be too expensive. Here is a Brooks Brothers, and the cool part about this one is it actually has the fleece logo on it, if you can see it right there. These always sell better with this. Sold this for $23.99. It's a medium non-iron, so a cool score there. A good pattern too, in that for $4. We've got some Levi's. These are 527s, the boot cut line. Sold these for, took the best offer $22 again for these, and these for $5. We'll ship flat rate. So decent turn, kind of like a bread and butter type thing. This is a Thomas Dean. It's like a pale blue and purple striped dress shirt, flip cuff. Sold this for $19.99. In it for $4. Pretty happy with that. And we got two more things for you guys here. This was a Harley Davidson. This is a women's shirt. It's got like a graphic on the front of it. I actually sold this for $14.99. I was only in this for $3. I've had it for not terribly long, but long enough that I was okay moving it. It was women's and it was a smaller size, so I was okay letting that go for that. I've pretty much only been picking up the men's t-shirts lately, so I'm not sure if there's a price difference, but it seems to be that there's more traction on the men's ones. And then this is the last one. So this is 2 Orvis polo shirts. It's a lot of 2. Sold this for $35 or $34.99. In these each $4 a piece, so 8 all in. Probably will get this flat rate, hopefully, if not regional A or regional B, and get that out the door. So decent score there. So not killer weekend sales, but things are moving at least. Let me jump to the chat here, see if we got anything to pay attention to. All right, well, hi, everyone. I'm going to switch gears here, and since I'm trying to keep this to a half hour, I'm just going to talk about April real quick. So as most of you have known, April has been a pretty slow month for me, if you've been following. If not, April, it's been kind of an up and down month. The Easter holiday really, really was slow for me, and I had like, I don't know, I had a couple days where, well, I had one day where I blanked, a couple days with just a single sale. It's been very up and down. I've had a couple $300 days, a couple $400 days, just been kind of a roller coaster. So it looks like, I just checked before I got on here, I'm at about $5,100 in sales for the month, which is about $1,400 less than, well, $1,300 less than last month. I was at like $6,400 last month. Last month was my best month ever. There's also an extra day in the month. There's 31 days in March. So that probably accounts for about 200 of it. So, you know, a true probably $1,000 big swing downwards from last month to this month, which is disappointing for me. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I've been used to my business growing every single month, and to have to take a setback there, you know, this point of the month of my 100K goal, you know, this part of the year, we're a third of the way through the year now, starting tomorrow. I would have thought I'd be closer to 30,000. So, you know, right now, I didn't look at the exact numbers, but if I do the rough math, I should be at like 24,000. So I need to make up, should be, you know, if I was on pace, I think I would be at 33,000, obviously. So, you know, I've got to make up about 1 month worth of sales by the end of the year, which I think I already kind of factored that into my model in the back half of the year in Q4. So I'm not worried about hitting the goal. I'm just disappointed that I didn't grow this month. I really wish I had. When I took a look at my listings, there definitely was like a bell curve. I listed really heavy like second week of the month, and then started to get real heavy like end of the third week, beginning of the fourth week of the month. And I should hit my listing goal tonight. I've got enough items to do it. I was counting on my bulk purchase getting here sooner so that I had that inventory to hit my listing goals. So kind of shame on me for counting on that. My bulk purchase will be here tomorrow. But needless to say, reflecting, I'm not disappointed with the effort. I'm just disappointed with the monetary result, which happens. So we'll see. But April's over. We got 1/3 of the year in the books. Hey, Steve, thanks for stopping in. Thanks for the shout out on the like button. I appreciate that. You know, I'm excited that consistently was able to put an effort for 4 months. We got through 4 months without really dropping off on the effort. Hey, Valley Picker, thanks for stopping in, man. You know, it's like doing 350 listings a month while working full time it's been a load. I'm not going to lie, like it's been a lot to balance, but it's been really fun pursuing it. So I'm happy that I've just consistently gone, even if the dollar results haven't been there necessarily. Terry just asked, that's a good question, if I'm taking the day off tomorrow to accept the bulk purchase. I'm not. I'm working from home remotely in the morning while it comes, and then I want to go to work afterwards. It's closed, starts tomorrow, so I can't be slacking at work. Got a lot to do. But I'm going to get it in the garage and at least get it unpacked. Jason's going to come over and give me a hand, I think, and then I'll be to work after that. So, but then I'll be full speed ahead. So anyways, in summarizing April, though, just because I'm kind of all over the place right now, sorry guys. In summarizing April, effort was good. Results weren't what I expected. I'm excited for May. I mean, that's pretty much what it comes down to. So jumping into May goals, I want to cover them pretty quick and leave the rest of the time for some Q&A here. I know there's a lot of questions about the bulk buy still, I think. But so the first big goal I have in May is I want to list and process the bulk shipment in May, which I know sounds a little nuts, but I've really thought about it. And because I have so many similar items and I'm doing so many multi-quantity items, there's going to be a lot of work on the front end processing it and getting it sorted. But I think that it's reasonable for me to get at least a large percentage of it, 80, 90%. I'm expecting 10, 15% of the load might be garbage, right? That I might have to throw out because of broken, zippers, buttons, whatever, who knows. But so, you're talking 2,700 items probably, and probably doing batches of 50 to 100 is one listing, hopefully. So my goal is really just to power through in May, get all those up, and just get all that momentum pushing forward to more than make up for the fact that I'm not at 33,000 yet this year to hit that 100K. I think that'll more than kind of get me over the hill as far as that momentum and really push forward towards my goal. So that's goal number one. Goal number two is, I have my quote unquote 350 item listing goal. Obviously, I'll shatter that with processing this bulk shipment, but I also want to still list 100 items that I get from Goodwill. I don't want to stop sourcing at Goodwill this month because I don't really want to lose. First of all, I like going to Goodwill and I like looking for stuff that's interesting, and I don't want to lose out on that knowledge and the brand knowledge and growing in that part of my business because it's going to be a part for so long. So I'm going to try to list. I'm going to try to get at least one store a week, maybe two. So getting 20 items ish per week, 25, and just get those up. And that'll be one day a week that I'm working on those. So that'll be the second goal. And then the third goal is really just to learn and master as far as how multi-quantity listings work, how it works with the algorithms, if there's some nuances to it. I think there's going to be a lot of trial and error with that. And I just want to make sure I don't skip out on all the learning opportunity for how they should be used and how they should be used effectively. And I might play around with InkFrog a little bit. I am going to have some people come help me this month with processing it too. So just full disclosure, it's not going to be by myself all the time. I have a couple of people who I think will come help me. And I might toy around with InkFrog and just have them do some of the listings just to see how it goes, because eventually future state, I'd like to have someone list for me. And I think this is a really good opportunity to try out some of those processes and systems. So those are really my three big May goals as we look forward. I'm pumped for May. I don't know, every time the month turns, I'm just excited because it's another month in the books, still chugging forward. It's a clean slate. So it's even if something didn't go good, sales are down for April, it's a clean slate. We're starting new tomorrow, which is just exciting. So I'm pretty pumped for that. Who knows? Maybe my sales will blow up tonight and I'll have $200 or $300 more come in, but I don't think so. So we got about 13 minutes left before I'm going to wrap up and keep listing and shipping. Any questions we have here? I'm going to scroll back through and try to answer any that we have, but please just throw them on the bottom. I do free shipping on everything. I saw someone ask that. I still do free shipping on everything but shoes. Contemplating whether to do free shipping on the bulk buy or not. I think that I still will. Steve just asked a great question. He said, are you going to work with the people who list? Yeah, I think or in the beginning, I'm going to have them do it from my garage while we're processing. I'll probably have a computer. I just want to see how the software works, and I want to watch how they kind of acclimate to it. And then I'm going to have them try it from home too. Whereas once we've done all the photos and get everything ready, is maybe just send them off with, use a cloud drive or something and have them list remotely. Because I also want to see the drop in work quality from when you're with them versus when you're not, if there is at all, or maybe even if it goes up. Sometimes that group think crowds, that setting you're in when you're looking over their shoulder or you're all together, and they either work better or less efficient or more efficient. You just don't really know until they step out of it and are on their own. So hopefully I'll get to test both. But that's really my goal. I don't know whether I'll get to it or not, if it'll play out like I think, but that's what I really want to do. Steve just said he should have his lister hired soon, and he's currently interviewing you. That's awesome, Steve. And I've been watching that kind of the evolution of your new setup down there. It's pretty sweet with your new place. I'm excited to see how that works out for you. I'm probably going to pick your brain as you go through that process and the ups and downs of it, and the negative and the positive. So be ready for my my messages coming your way as you go through that. Hey, Ronnie, thanks for stopping in, man. Tony said, how long does it usually take you to sell a Brooks Brothers shirt? So let me preface it by saying I only buy the non-iron ones. I prefer to get non-iron slim fit. The non-iron slim fits sell faster. Probably, I wouldn't know how fast, but I have probably 100 to 150 up, and I sell probably like, I don't know, 6 to 10 a month. So whatever that math ends up being. So that probably is that one per 10 up sells per month. So was that 10% sell through on the month? Thomas asked if I'm using any listing software. Not currently. I'm currently listing straight through eBay. No third-party stuff yet. I just want to start experimenting with it, Thomas, like InkFrog and things like that. It's not really going to be a part of my business for a long time. This is kind of a unique situation with the bulk buy, but I think it's I'd hate to pass up this opportunity to learn about it and to learn about the troubleshooting it and all the issues that come with it, and the pluses and the minuses. Like, it's just a really good learning opportunity for me as I look forward. So gonna just jump in and see what happens. Someone no BS selling on eBay said jeans are too expensive to do for free shipping. Yeah, but again, like, I don't know. I talked about this the other night. Like, if I sell jeans for $25 and I just told you I sold them for $25. You could assume that I sold them for $18 plus $7 shipping, or you could assume I sold them for $25 with free shipping. Either way, I still sold them for $25. Still the same fees, same everything. So it doesn't really impact your profit per se. Where you can debate it is if you think that seeing free shipping helps someone pull the trigger quicker, or if you think seeing a lower price but shipping charge makes them pull the trigger faster. Like, that's really the debate. I don't think the debate is that it's more expensive not to charge shipping, because you can figure out your shipping. You can charge calculated shipping. You can charge flat rate shipping. I mean, most jeans fit into the bubble wrap poly, mailers. You can fit them in there, so it's flat rate. So yeah, I understand your point. I'm just trying to wonder from like a multi-quantity perspective. Like, I try to think about someone going to an e-commerce site. If they saw a variation listing, would they expect to see free shipping? Like, if you go to a Nordstrom or wherever, would you expect to see free shipping, or do you not? Like, I think of it that way versus the single SKU listings that we normally do on eBay. I think it's way different. Appreciate that, Steve. I definitely will. It's as you go through the process, it's nice to bounce ideas off people who are dealing with it. Yeah, Ronnie, if you want a job location, I'll give you one too, bud. Hey, Drummer, thanks for stopping in. So Sockjock just said on the shipping, he said, well, if you return them on free shipping, you lose out on the cost of shipping. Why do I lose out on the cost of shipping? I guess I don't understand that, because if the item is not as described, then I have to pay the shipping one way or the other. And if you took $25 in the front end and have to pay the shipping, or if you took $25 in the front end and don't have to pay the shipping, it's still the same equation. Like, it doesn't really change one way or the other. So yeah, I guess my brain just doesn't work that way. I know for some people they're more comfortable, and it's not a knock on anyone. To me, is you're either getting $25 in the form of 18 plus 7, or you're getting $25, and either way, the shipping cost is the shipping cost. So I don't know. That's unless you're upcharging your shipping, but either way, you're still coming to the same dollar total. I don't know. It's interesting to think about, though. I think it has way more to do with buyer perception than it does with the cost. Well, Drummer, you do lose out regardless, even if you charge, because if they say item not as described, you have to pay the return shipping if you're going to accept the return. So, I mean, either way, you're kind of stuck. So yeah, I mean, Yvonne's saying, yeah, it does. I mean, it's the same thing either way. Someone asked what this video is about. So the video, originally I was just showing what I shipped for my sales for the weekend, talked about my April finish, and talked about my May goals. Now we're just doing some live Q&A, just kind of chatting about what's going on. Mike Fisher said, if the pallet arrives and is not as described, what is your out, if any? Well, I bought it through PayPal, so I use PayPal. So I'm definitely covered by all the contingencies that PayPal offers and the protection they have. So I'm not too worried about that. The connection was a networking to get to the bulk buy. So I think there's some definite public accountability on the seller's part. So I'm not as worried there, but there definitely is the risk that it's garbage and I have to battle to get my money back. I mean, that is very possible. It could arrive tomorrow and it could be garbage. We'll find out very soon. Jerry Banter said, yep, some folks just like to see the little orange circle up there. So mostly that's the fast and free you're referring to, yeah. Main said, I think he's referring to returning for not fitting, and seller keeps the shipping dollars. Interesting. Well, yeah, but I understand that. But if I charge $25 free shipping and you charge $18 and $7 shipping, and he returns it, I still keep the $25 regardless, right? Or are you saying you only refund $18? And if you only refund $18, aren't you paying for the return shipping as not as described? I don't know. I could be totally wrong, guys. I'm not a complete expert. I just know that with a 2.8% return rate, that it just doesn't impact you that much. I mean, to me, it's way more of a debate about what does the buyer expect and will your sell-through go up by offering free shipping or not. So main picker saying you refund 18, keep 7. Okay, so yeah, that does matter, I guess, Main. I appreciate that information. I mean, yeah, I guess that's something to think about. And then I guess you have to look at the impact of your return dollars, right? So if 2.7% of my sales on 100K is $2,700, $2,700 on the year. If I charge shipping on that, we're saying $2,700. Let's just say that shipping is 20% of that. So you're talking about saving for me, I would be saving $700 in the year, which is a sizable amount of money. So I can understand that. All right, let me see. If a shirt has stains, do you bother washing it or just like that? I keep Tide pens all the time. I don't buy shirts if it has a stain, but if I overlooked it, I always use a Tide pen. I try to get out with a Tide pen, and then I'll wash it and see if it comes out. And if it's like a run-of-the-mill brand and I don't think I get it, I just throw it out. I don't bother with it. So yeah, guys, and this shipping conversation is kind of going crazy. That wasn't my intent of it. I mean, everyone has a philosophy, and this is gonna sound super like politically correct, but like it doesn't matter what your approach is as long as you're seeing results, right? Like you listing items frequently and often has a way bigger impact than if you charge free shipping or not. Like you doubling your listing output will have a much more dramatic impact on your business than if you switch everything to free shipping or start charging shipping. So I would say from a reseller entrepreneur perspective, stay focused on the output, not on the nuances of that. Like, I mean, that can be debated over and over, and it's going to have an impact a little bit either way with the needle, but focus on the things that are going to move your business in the biggest direction, which is going to be increasing listing, increasing the quality of items you're listing, increasing the profitability of items you're listing, right? Debating saving the 700 or gaining the 700 and hedging on the 2.7% returns. That's not going to grow your business substantially in leaps and bounds. So like, I would just prefer that everyone focuses on the bigger things, right? And still going to charge ship. Like, I know a lot of people who charge shipping and they do way better than I do on eBay, but they're selling better items. They're bigger output. They have bigger businesses. They've been doing it longer, right? I know a lot of people who do free shipping are doing better than me. So I don't think that's the ultimate variable. I do think it's worth debating, but I do think it's worth focusing on the biggest value items, which is, listing and listing more. I do not charge a restocking fee still. Thanks to Steve Rakin, I've been using his same template since I bought his ebook way back when, and so a lot of my listings still have it in the description, but I don't actually enforce it. I actually need to change it and get it out of there. But yeah, no restocking fee, 30-day returns, no questions asked. Ronnie hates free shipping. I'm glad Ronnie's in the chat for this. He's probably squirming in his seat right now. And it's interesting too, because the type of items you sell matters. Like if I sell a lot more shirts than heavy items, so free shipping on those is like, it's $4 or less every time. But yeah, I mean, Ronnie knows what he's doing. I would never knock what he's doing. He's been a lot more successful than I am. So, all right, let's see. A couple more minutes here, guys, and then I'm going to wrap up and ship and keep listing. Drummer said, Luke, have you thought about reselling hard goods? So I've stayed really narrowly focused with clothing just because it's easier from a process standpoint. And because I'm not full-time, like balancing my time, it's just easier to focus on one niche, and clothing as that niche keeps my processes streamlined, keeps me listing higher and faster, and my processes get quicker every month. If I ever was full-time and I was buying pallets or something like that, I probably would experiment more with that once I had the processes to break it down. GB said, if your item is new with tags, would you highlight the retail price in your listing title? Do you think it matters to the buyer? I do sometimes if it's substantial. So like I had a new with tags Ralph Lauren suit. Like I put in the title, the retail value of it, the MSRP. I think that matters when they see what you're charging relative to that to a buyer. I do think it makes a difference if you have the keyword space. My other thing I would say is good keywords matters more than the retail price. So don't sacrifice your keywords to get in that retail price. You also can put it in the description of your listing instead of the, or you can put it in the condition too, if you needed to. John said, how do Hugo Boss dress shirts and suits work for you? Hugo Boss dress shirts sell really slow for me, but they do sell. I usually get like $20 to $25 for them nowadays. I used to get way more for them. That market's definitely plummeted a little bit. J. Crew shirts, I don't sell unless they're new with tags. And that goes for pretty much everything unless it's like cashmere or something. Jerry Bander said, what if you get a return request outside the 14 or 30-day window? That's a really good question. And I think a lot of resellers have talked about this, and all pretty much in agreement that even if it's outside, it's just bad business not to accept the return. Like, yes, you're not obligated to, but I'd rather buyers buy with confidence knowing that I'm going to accept the return no matter what. I mean, and again, I just go back to the percentage, right? Like over a large sample, I'm under 3% returns. And normal clothing retailers are 50, 60%, sometimes 70% in peak season. Like people aren't even trying on the clothes. They're just buying them basically off of pictures and measurements. Like that 3% is just a cost of doing business. You just got to mentally be able to prepare for it. So that's why I say outside that 30-day window, it is what it is. Let's see. Lucinda said, as a new seller with limited listings but found a saddlebred 100% lamb's wool, would you list it now or wait until end of year? So 100% lamb's wool, what type of item is the saddlebred that you're referring to? Is it new with tags? Because I pretty much don't pick up that brand unless it's new with tags. Or maybe if it was like a certain material blazer or something. But yeah, I typically don't sell them unless they're new with tags. John said, would you ever make a business model video where you go through your prices for certain brands? I could definitely do that, John. I've got some other videos that kind of touch on that. I basically, as a big model, I'm trying to hit an average sell price of $28. And that's actually the other upside to this last month. Was my average sell price came up from like 24 to 27 bucks, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I could definitely do that. And DJ, I'm not trying to avoid your question. I just didn't see it. Let me scroll up and see if I can find it. Said, what should I do if I got tons of clothes, but they are Israeli brands? Well, then if I was you, I would look up the brand and price it out and try to sell it with the comps if it's worth it. I mean, I don't think I would treat that any different. I don't think I would treat that any different than any other clothing item. You need to look what it's worth and you need to sell it for that. Lucinda said, not new with tags, but a blazer. Okay, so lamb's wool blazer. I mean, it depends. If you don't have other items to list, you might as well list it and get it up there. If you think you have more valuable items to list, I would always rank my items the most value and get those up first because you want to sell the highest value items first. All right, guys, I might take one more question. I really appreciate everyone stopping in tonight. I really appreciate the questions. It's been a really fun discussion. I've learned a lot. We have almost 100 people watching live. I appreciate people chipping in on the shipping conversation. I'm always up for learning. I do things one way. It doesn't mean it's the best way. So it's really cool to hear what other people are doing, why they think that. That's another reason why I love my mastermind group I'm in. Each of us has a different model, and so I get to bounce stuff like that off them. So I really appreciate your guys' feedbacks. Panthers picks. I'm not a Charlotte fan. I'm a New York Giants fan because I'm from upstate New York. So as far as the Giants go, I'm really happy with that draft. I'm happy we finally got alignment, and we might try to protect Eli a little bit. So we will see. Yeah, and I hit 4,000 subs, guys, today. I'm really appreciative of everyone who follows and the support and what you guys have taught me. Hopefully I've taught you guys a little bit, and just networking with the whole reseller community has been a really fun experience for me. So just thank you guys for all the support. Really, really appreciate it. Have a good night, guys. Hope that you had an awesome weekend. I hope April finished and you crushed it. Yeah, Celtics came back and won, Ronnie. I didn't look at the scores. That's awesome. Congrats to the Celtics. My dad is a huge Celtics fan, so he'll be very happy about that. Big Larry Bird fan. And yeah, thanks, Ronnie. I appreciate the love on that. It's been a pretty fun journey. So I will keep you guys posted. I'll have lots of videos out this week about the bulk purchase. I'll have 4 pallets in my garage tomorrow morning, and I will show you guys the whole journey. Or blunder, whatever it ends up being. So thanks, guys. Have a great night. Really appreciate it. Hit that like button and check me out on Instagram, Endless Entrepreneurs.